Okay. All right. All right. Ugh. All right, guys. All right. All right. Is this light okay? It seems darker in here than usual. Seems darker than usual. All right. Sign Biombo for what? I don't know. I don't know. To warm up the bench. But I mean, I don't know who he's warming it up for. Himself? I mean, when he's never off of it, so I don't know who he's warming it up for. It's not on Mitch. This game? Love the hoodie. Yeah, I actually bought it for my girlfriend, but yeah, Chopper's dope. This is on Wemby and Mitch. I don't see how you don't put this on Mitch Johnson, if I'm being honest. Wemby has been awful. Wemby seems gassed. Which also, I put it back on the coaching staff. Brooks says it's on the players. We cannot rebound. We don't box out. We don't have a center. We can't shoot. We shouldn't be trying to outshoot teams anyways. We're not a good shooting team, and it's not about the lineups. Chris Paul is one of the best things on the court. No. Even our rhythm is off because of Chris Paul being on the court with Fox. It's not that Chris Paul is the problem. It's the fact that the lineup is the problem. Chris Paul being out there with Fox doesn't make a lot of sense. It just doesn't. The offense isn't as smooth as it could be if you just had Chris Paul coming off the bench and running that unit. It's not that Chris Paul is the problem, per se. No. It would be like if we put out just 5 point guards. Like, we just played 5 point guards and all of them are really great. And then we're like, the problem is that point guard that's running center. Like, not necessarily. Like, you can't just point out one player. It's more so just the lineup that's the problem. Like, why do you have this many? I guess the most frustrating part is, like, we don't have crazy depth, but we have good enough depth to make that happen. Hey, girl. We're being really nice to Miksa today. She got shots today, so she might end up trying to jump up here. Why can't it? I don't know why the light is, like, so dim. It's weird. Facel equals bad chemistry. It's just so bad, guys. Put Mikasa at center. We might as well. Only bright spot is Steph Castle. I suppose. It's been disappointing what Vassell's shown, yeah. Oh no, G Money's back. Fox didn't make y'all team better? Fox definitely makes this team better. Fox playing with Chris Paul, I'm telling you, it just doesn't make sense. You can't just say it's just on the players, like, yeah, they should play better or whatever. But, gosh, I'm not expecting our coaching staff to not at least put us in a position to win. Should we just dive straight into this game? We probably should. Probably should. Here, girl. You gonna... Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. Oh, somebody, hold on, someone said I should turn down the music. So I'm gonna do that. So it's not too overbearing. I'm sure that's fine. Is the music too loud or is it okay? Dang, you had to sell your cat to China buffet. It's good? Alright. Alright. Well, guys, let's just dive into this game, okay? So this segment, shout out to BetUS for sponsoring. All right, so we'll talk about the game, my thoughts again, go over the sponsor briefly, and then I'll take a look at the chat and see what you guys are talking about. I always say that, but like even in the middle of all this, I'm still looking at the chat a little bit, so I don't know why I do that. I don't know why I do that. All right, okay. All right, Clan, where did you get this hoodie? I actually don't remember, but if you just Google like anime blanket hoodies, you can find like a bunch of them. All right, I don't even know where to start, guys. This is a very disappointing game. I'm not gonna front. I'm not gonna lie to you. I know where to start. I wasn't expecting the Spurs to win this game. Okay, just go. Wow, surprise! Spurs going against probably the best team in the NBA. They just won a championship, and I wasn't expecting the Spurs to win. Wow, that's a hot take, right? But honestly, I wasn't. But what I don't like is us not at least putting ourselves in the best possible position to win, right? And I feel as if, no, actually, I think it's pretty factual if you look at the numbers, that the Spurs lineups have not made a ton of sense. They just haven't. They haven't made a ton of sense. Starting with the starting lineup, because that's the most easy one to look at. I'm sorry, Chris Paul. I know that we want to get on the players on this one, which sure, some of the effort wasn't there, right? Like some rebounds, it didn't seem like we fought hard enough for them. But at the end of the day, these lineups were so bad till it felt like it was just an uphill battle. We're already going against the championship winning Celtics, which is going to be one of the toughest matchups of the season. But then you compound that with the fact that we're running lineups that aren't very optimal, right? I mean, we had one lineup out there that I believe was, what was it? Was it Fox? I think it might have been Fox, Vassell, Julian Champagny, Jeremy Sohan, and Barnes? No, in Keldon. I don't think it was Barnes. It was Keldon. Makes no sense, especially when you're going against the Celtics and they had two big men out there. Just complete nonsense. But starting with the starting lineup, this doesn't work. Chris Paul starting with Fox and them playing with each other doesn't work. And the reason being is because both of them play completely different games, right? Fox wants to continuously speed things up because that's the type of player that he is. While Chris Paul, he likes to slow things down. So you just got this weird, awkward mesh of these two guys where it just doesn't work with them on the court at the same time. What's the point? You're not getting any benefit offensively, and I don't think you're getting any benefit defensively. I don't think you're not getting any benefit defensively of doing this. The only reason that the Spurs are doing this is basketball rotation politics for Chris Paul. That's it. It's that they promised Chris Paul that he would get, X amount of minutes or a lot of playing time, a starting, line. Because he said this. He said, the reason why I'm coming to the Spurs is because I'll actually get to play, right? That's a big part of it. Like, I'll actually get playing time. And I'm not against Chris Paul getting playing time, but I'm definitely against our starting lineup not making sense. I don't like it. Either start Sohan or start Steph Castle. Because at least if you start one of those two guys, you start off the game, you can make a statement, and you have a good defensive lineup, right? You have someone that can guard the perimeter. Boston was able to just get whatever they wanted. They murdered us in the first quarter, and ever since then, it was just us trying to climb back. So that's the one thing I just don't like, man. It's so obvious that he shouldn't be in the starting lineup. And I'll just be honest with you guys. I saw one argument, and I think it's fine. I think it's a fine argument, and I've probably made the argument before in the past, but I just think things are a little bit different now. Now that we have Wemby and, you know, everybody wants to play with us anyways. But one argument that people have used is saying that, well, you know, you promised Chris Paul this amount of minutes. You promised him a starting role. You can't just go back on that promise. You're the San Antonio Spurs, and it actually helps free agents to want to come to San Antonio because they know that you keep your word. I think that is a fine argument, but at the same time, everybody wants to play with Victor Wembanyama. Like, obviously, players and you know, teams just around the NBA know what the San Antonio Spurs are about. They know how they treat their players, right? We're not just gonna dog on you, right? We're gonna make sure we take care of you. But at the end of the day, people want to play with Victor Wembanyama. You can't really take that away. I honestly know this might be, you know, crazy to say, and definitely helps more that you're with San Antonio. But if Victor was with any team, players would want to play with him. It just is what it is. He is undoubtedly, even if it's for selfish reason to go play with Victor, he is undoubtedly a ratings booster, and he's undoubtedly going to help you get more attention on your game, right? More eyes will be on you if you're able to play with Victor Wembanyama. So just makes no sense to me. I don't like it. And yeah, I hope that it changes because it's starting to irritate me a little bit. I'm fine with us losing, right? Like I expect the Spurs to be a 500 team. I'm not sitting back like saying we should have won this. We just didn't want it enough. We just didn't play hard enough. I don't feel that way. I just don't like that we're shooting ourselves in the foot. Why? What's the point of this? What's the point? And if Chris Paul has an issue with it, which there's no indication of that. I mean, we don't know anything, but like if he has an issue with it, then buy him out. Like, seriously, I don't care. Just buy him out. If he has a serious issue with coming off the bench, he knows. Chris Paul has to know that this isn't the most optimal lineup for this team right now. He has to know that. Or you can just go ahead and put De'Aaron Fox on the bench, which I think everyone would know that's a bad move. So this team as a whole, this game as a whole, De'Aaron Fox had the only plus out of, you know, with everyone having plus minuses. He had the only plus. Everyone else was in the negatives. Victor Wembanyama wasn't that great, but this was also his kryptonite, right? A Boston Celtics team with bigs that can shoot makes it very hard on him. It doesn't allow him to be as effective as he normally is around the rim. And then on top of it, you have Derek White, a phenomenal perimeter defending guard. And we all know that Victor Wembanyama right now, his weaknesses are guards, good defensive guards. And Derek White did a phenomenal job on him as well, so he struggled. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know what I'm supposed to point out here. I saw a lot of people saying Keldon was awful tonight. I just feel like Keldon is always pretty bad. You know, offensively, he can have his showings where he show out, but for the most part, it's pretty bad. People mention how Sohan was bad, and yeah, I mean, he wasn't the best tonight. But at the end of the day, you have him at center. And that's another thing. What was the point of signing Biyombo? Guys, we got like, that's it, right? Like, we signed him a few days ago. It's a 10-day contract. That's a wrap, right? Like we're not gonna see him. We have the All-Star game coming up, All-Star weekend. We're just not gonna see him, right? That's it. That's it. We didn't even try. I guess they could still sign him, but we didn't even try. It might legitimately just be that the Spurs are just waiting to get a center in the summertime. Yeah, Biyombo's gone after All-Star break. Yeah, that's it. What's the point? What was the point? You could have just signed anybody. What was the point of bringing him in? 12th spot? I mean, I get that they want to put him at the end of the bench. Oh, you're saying 12th spot as in our standings. Yeah, our standings. We're like 12th. I just don't get it. So yeah, look, that's my takeaway. My takeaway is I think the coaching has legit, and you guys know I'm not super negative. Like, I know some people start to get a little upset when, I get negative. They're like, oh, all this negativity. I am not usually negative about this team, and I'm still optimistic that we can get to that 44 wins. Like, I'm going to stick with it for now. And I still think the Spurs have a chance to get to the play-in, right? I truly do believe that. With the Mavericks, look like they're probably going to fall off. Let's see. NBA standings. Because where are the Mavericks? Up, hold on. Anyways, where are the man? Let's see here. Mavericks 8th seed right now. They could very well start falling off due to all their injuries. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. So that could happen. We're not that far off, right? Like, we're not close, but we're not that far. Like, all you have to do is move 2 spaces. I expect the Mavericks to be kind of wonky, the next few weeks. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, they literally don't have a star. It's indefinite when Anthony Davis will be back. They said maybe a month later. So they undoubtedly did us a favor by making that stupid trade. So we still have a shot. Okay? But I just don't understand the Biyombo thing. I don't understand what we're doing. I know some people said a soft tank. I don't think the Spurs are tanking. I mean, I guess you could see it as a soft tank. It's just silly. Just silly. But like I said, did the players play, the best possible basketball in the world? No, they didn't. But at the end of the day, I just think that you got to at least put yourself in the position to win. Maybe the Spurs came in and we had a 25% chance of winning, but then you run a starting lineup like this, well, you just shot down to like 3%. I mean, now it's just impossible, and I don't like that. I would much rather my odds be a little bit higher than what we just did. Oh, man. A soft tank is the only way I can make sense of these stupid lineups. Well, you know what? If that's the case, if the Spurs just want to tank, fine. Let De'Aaron Fox have surgery on his hand, right? Sit Vic. I guess you won't be able to just sit Vic. The league won't allow that. But find some type of excuse if that's what you want to do. But this is miserable basketball at times. They were able to stay in the game, right? I will give the Spurs that. The third quarter, they fought pretty hard. There was a really sweet play where our boy Steph Castle stole the ball from Derek White and then immediately gave an alley-oop to Devin Vassell. That was awesome. But yeah. Oh, I saw people talking trash about Devin Vassell too. I'll be honest with you guys. He's a third option to fourth option, scoring option, that is. And that's just what you're going to get, right? You're going to get inconsistent performances. But if our star is on point, if our second scorer is on point, if our team as a whole have enough depth and they're on point, it's not going to be that big a deal in the long stretch of things. The inconsistency. It'll be all right. Vassell, major disappointment this season so far. I think someone brought this up. Let me see how true it is. I think it was my boy Swish Hill who brought this up. He told me Mikal Bridges' stats are actually super similar to Devin Vassell's this year. I didn't check on this, but we're going to check on it live. Let's see. All right, he's averaging 17.8 points, 49% from the field, 36 three-point percentage. Okay. And then if we look up Devin Vassell stats, we go to ESPN here. Move the keyboard because my cat's in there. 43%, 36%. Let's see. Yeah, they're pretty similar. Yeah, they're pretty similar. I mean, the 3-point percentage is definitely identical, but Mikal Bridges is more efficient overall. I would say 49% is a big jump from 44%, but it is pretty similar. See, assists, 3.3 from Mikal Bridges, 2.9. Yeah, they're pretty identical. It's interesting. Anyways, apart from that, Devin, yeah, a little bit of a disappointment. I'll still say that. I agree with you guys on that, but you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. All right, we'll take a look at more of what the chat has to say after this quick break. So big shout out to BetUS. So big shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this video. If you guys are interested in BetUS whatsoever, please head on over to betus.com and use promo code, use promo code YouTube150 and you receive 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125% bonus on your second and third deposits up to $2,000. They also have casino, which is pretty awesome. And with that, you will have a 200% bonus up to $5,000. But looking here, let's see if there's any interesting ones, because I like to look at the special ones, but I don't see any special ones on here. All-Star Weekend. All-Star Game MVP. I wonder what Wemby is. Oh, they actually giving Wemby pretty good odds to win it. I was not expecting that. So what is that? 10 to give you 70, is that right? $10 to give you 70. So we can 25. 25 give you 175. I could deal with that. I usually don't like to bet too huge, but you know, I'll leave it up to you guys. But if you guys are interested, all you do is just hit the money line, go to risk. You can see the win there, place your bet, you're good to go. And then you confirm that bad boy and you are good to go. But anyways, yeah, shout out to BetUS for sponsoring. All right, let's take a look at what the chat has to say. Y'all like the stream? Yes, like the stream as well, please. Good God, like the stream. Like the stream. That's unfortunate, ROP. Like the stream. What happened to the backup big man? I guess, I don't know. He was warming up the bench. Now, you're probably asking, who is he warming up the bench for? I don't know, because he never got off the bench. So I guess he was just warming up the bench for himself. I guess he was just doing it for himself. Six man is probably right. What you guys about? Biombo is just get free paycheck. Technically, he did play tonight. I know it's not showing up right here because it says 0 minutes, but it was like 30 seconds. So we got 30 seconds of game play with them. It is really sad that the Spurs, God, man, 23% from three. 25 seconds? 25 seconds of playing time, baby. Castle with Fox and Wemby on the floor was great. Castle, okay, here's the thing. Castle fits with everyone. That's why you can have Castle with Fox. That's why you have Castle with Chris Paul together. It works fine because Castle has always been that type of player that you can kind of move around. He's a combo guard. You just got to move him around. Chris Paul doesn't fit with everybody. He shouldn't be out there with De'Aaron Fox. It just doesn't make sense. But Castle fits with everyone. And Sohan fits with everyone. Got to give credit to the Celtics defense too. Yeah, and like I said, I wasn't necessarily expecting us to win this game. Right? This was going to be a tough game regardless. I just want us to put ourselves in the best position to win. If you lose, you lose. But when I'm sitting here and I'm just so distracted by some of the odd lineups that you ran out there. Like I said earlier, hold on, me and Swish was texting about this earlier. Let me see, because he put exactly what the lineup was, and it was silly. I said it earlier in the stream, but let's see, or early in this segment. Yeah, it was okay. Let me just say it more smoothly. Okay, listen to this lineup, guys. Tell me how this makes sense. Fox, Castle, Keldon, Champagny, and Sohan. Who on earth would think that this is a good line? Who? Like, yeah, you got Sohan and Castle, but you're not necessarily utilizing Sohan to the best of his ability. He's stuck at center. Keldon has just been awful. Julian Champagny has been pretty off and on, right? But yeah, it made no sense. That's 3 guys that's 6'5". That's 2 that's 6'8". And the lineup that we were going against had 2 7-footers in it. What? Why? Why? Actually, he put here. He said it was 2 7-footers, a 6'10", and a 6'8", and a 6'5". That's who we were going against. So we basically had 3 7-footers. I mean, you're 6'10", you're almost 7 feet. Like, we basically had 3 7-footers, and we ran the smallest lineup we could possibly run. And it's not the smallest we could run, but it was just silly. Check the Discord to see our bad offensive rebounding. Thanks for your super chat, by the way, Jack. Yeah, let me go to Discord. I never bring this up, but guys, you can join the Discord. Link in the description box underneath this video. Here, I'm bringing it up. That cat is definitely distracting me right now. Oh, here it is. Okay. Couldn't see it, girl, because you were in front of the... She got shots today, okay? So she's a little sensitive. She's a little sensitive. Aren't you? If you guys don't know, her name's Mikasa. If you're wondering, is it based off of Demon Slayer and I'm just a nerd? You guessed right. I legit can't find my own Discord. Why am I a part of so many Discords? Why'd you give back? What's he talking about? So I'm like super distracted. I don't know what report here is talking about. Is this it? Where the heck is my Discord? Oh, here it is. Guys, there's so many Discords on here. I gotta leave these. All right, where did you drop it? In the Go Spurs Go chat or? Somebody literally joined the Discord because I mentioned the Discord. Wemby out here rebounding solo for real. Ah. It definitely was a lack of well, let's see if we can make this image bigger. Okay. I don't know how to work the internet. I don't know how to work computers, apparently. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I know it's a still image, but this was it like all game. But I think also, I can't really see this. What is it, 6 minutes in the, is this the fourth? I can't see because my cat's right here. 6 minutes. Yeah, it's 6 minutes in the fourth. I think the Spurs were trying to go downhill. So they were just hoping that Wemby could get it on his lonesome. But yeah, we should have been boxing out. He needed a little bit of help. Someone's already down the court. I don't recall who was out here in this moment. Somebody's already down the court. That's only 4 guys. Yeah, but we weren't getting any rebounds. Vic needs support inside too. Vic was exhausted. Vic was exhausted. And I know I sounded very selfish when I said in another stream, or another video actually, that I don't necessarily want him to play overseas this summer because of his conditioning. And quite a few people from France were like, you don't understand the importance of this. And it's like, I get it. It's just, I don't know. I just really want him to be 100% Wemby. Like, be the best he possibly can. And I don't know if he'll be able to do that playing during the summer. Yeah, I'm from Argentina, and I don't agree with that take, Clan. Yeah, well, it's like this year, right? Like, he'll have this off season, he play overseas, and then after that, he'll have an off season of no basketball, right? Because isn't this one that only comes around every 4 years again, right? Or something like that. At the end of the day, I just think he's so young, and I understand him like trying to put everything on his shoulders and be that, you know, that true representation of France and do his thing over there. I know that means a lot to him. I just think that it's inevitable that we're not going to get that much better of a version of Wemby. Like, I think he'll improve slightly, but I really do think that he'll improve the most if he had a full off season, because that stretch of games ends not too long before the NBA season will begin, right? So like, yeah, I'm just not that optimistic for next season with Wemby's conditioning, that is. Okay, you're a Messi who disagreed with me. He said, I think Wemby probably would choose a championship with France over the Spurs if he had to choose just one. Okay, I am going to get selfish. Screw that. I'm about to get real selfish. Screw that. I'm about to get selfish. You better choose a championship with the Spurs. But he loves, like, he went to the NBA for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Frosty, see, we got some different opinions in here. Clan, he shouldn't play in France and Euro basketball. The Spurs are his paycheck. Wemby needs to spend his summer to work on his go-to shot selection and improve. That's what I think. I think he should work on his shot selection, his go-to move, and his strength, and his conditioning. That's what I think. Not for the money, Victor wouldn't. Not for the money, Victor wouldn't what? Choose a championship over? Watch Mitch's post game. Is it already out? All right, I guess we'll end this segment. Clan, you said you thought the Spurs could win 44 games. They need to go 22-10 since you said that. They're 1-1 so far. All right, let's go. Okay. 22-10, huh? All right. We can make that. We can make that happen. Let's see. Before ending this segment, I'm glad you said that. So we only get 9 losses, right? 9 more losses. We can afford 9 more losses. And we got a big break. We got a big break. All right. And hopefully after the break, the Spurs get their act together, okay? And we have a center or whatever. Games. All right. We can only get 9. Let's see. All right. We beat the Suns. Because we have to. Right? Let's see. Where's our first loss? We lose against, I don't know. I think we're going to be ready for this one. We lose against the Grizzlies because I just don't think there's any chance of us beating the Grizzlies. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. At home, at Grizzlies home, no. So we lose that one. That's 1. We lose against the Thunder. That's 2. We can pull these out. We can pull these out. So that's 2. I think we lose against the Lakers. That's 3. Well, Lakers don't have a center. I'm be reserved here. That's 3. Raptors might be a tough matchup for us. I'm gonna give us 4. Celtics, that's 5. Cavaliers, that's 6. Magic, that's 7. Cavaliers again, that's 8. And we only get one more loss. I think we lose against... Maybe we figure out the Raptors after... No, I'm lying. We probably lose against the Raptors again. That's 9. I think we could beat the Clippers, even though that last one was rough. All right, there we go. And the rest, they win. How you like that? How you like that? Bro, the Knicks lead by 1 in overtime against the Hawks right now. Why are the Hawks fighting so hard? Let us have a good pick. Give up. Please, just quit. Give up, please. Stop fighting so hard. Claim we still have a chance? I think we have a chance to make the play-in, baby. We still have a shot. We really need this break. Mitch Johnson needs to get it together. Okay? He needs to get his act together. He needs to reflect. Realize that his lineups are stupid. He need to tell Christopher Paul to get to the bench expeditiously. And I think that we're good to go. All right, in this segment, big shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this segment. All right, so you guys said our boy Big Mitch has something to say. Mitch needs to get away from 2K. I don't know, man. Spurs been doing some kind of crazy things lately that's worked out. So, who would have thought? Who would have thought that they would pull off a trade like that? That was a 2K trade. That was not realistic. Peekaboo. I just put those boogers in my chain. Peekaboo. 80 pointers like a Kobe game. Peekaboo. All right, let's.
Second half.
All right. So I found it. All right, so we're gonna do a poll. All right. So first and foremost, another segment here that is sponsored by BetUS. Big shout out to BetUS. I'm gonna leave a poll. It seems like you guys like that, so I'm leaving a poll for the chat. I'm gonna say, do you have faith that Mitch Johnson will fix his lineups? All right, and guys, I have nothing to say to anyone that actually believes that these lineups are fine and it's just the players. It's not just the players, okay? Definitely don't have a lot of talent, but yeah. So I'm gonna leave that poll there. We already have. Dude, I posted like a second ago. We already have 30 people that voted already. Okay, so we'll look at that after this segment. All right, Mitchy boy, my boy Mitch Johnson, please, for the love of God, tell us that something's gonna change. And can someone ask him about starting Chris Paul with Fox, please, for the love of God, please? Can you explain? I need a in-depth breakdown of what he's saying that we aren't. I really need to know. I need to know, what coaching reason do you have? What statistic, analytics are you looking at that tells you that this is the most optimal starting lineup that you can roll with? Please. And why isn't Biyombo playing?
Maybe compared to the
Well, it's over now. He can't play because he got a 10-day contract. So that's over, guys.
first 13.
Yeah, even the last 3 quarters, right? I mean, this first quarter or second quarter, excuse me. I think we were down 1 in that quarter. I think our physicality or lack thereof to start the game and resistance was apparent, and they make shots regardless. So when you don't have
Spurs Insiders podcast says Chris Paul was guaranteed a starter role. Things change. I know that seems mean of me, I'm out of my tank phase, right? Like I told you guys when I wanted to tank. It was a whole season of nonstop arguing with other Spurs fans. We weren't getting a lot of views that season because people just turned off the TV. It was like Kendrick Lamar, right? They turned the TV off. But, you know, we stuck with it. We stuck to what we believed in, and I continuously argue with those people. But now I'm at a point where I don't care for any tanks, right? I think we're going to have two good first-round picks. We added Fox. That's a huge addition. And this is a really great draft, but, you know, I'm kind of hoping for the Atlanta Hawks to fall off a little bit. I hate that they're competing so well, but, yeah, I don't really want to tank anymore. I want playoffs, baby. I want play-in, and I want the playoffs now. I'm fully bought in now.
That resistance and physicality, you can have a quarter like that against them, and then on the other end, same thing. We just didn't get any pressure on the rim, no paint touches, didn't set good screen angles, didn't roll.
All that is true, but did he really say we didn't? He's arguing about the rebounds. Sohan was at center, mind you. When Wemby came out, Sohan was at center. This really sucks, bro. Sohan cannot get a break. I know that all of his statistics have improved since last year. Like I think he's shooting 34% from three, 53% from the field. Like he's doing well, but like he could be doing better. He's always out of position. It's crazy.
We just didn't get any pressure on the rim, no paint touches, didn't set good screen angles, didn't roll.
You know what it helped with pressure on the rim? Okay, I know I'm talking a lot. You know what it helped with pressure on the rim? What it helped with pressure on the rim is starting De'Aaron Fox without Chris Paul and not allowing Chris Paul to start the game off running the offense. To allow De'Aaron Fox just to run the offense. That will give you plenty of pressure on the rim consistently, I think. Wait, was it last game that De'Aaron Fox had like 18 free throw attempts? Was it last game? It was one of these games. I can't remember which game it was. It was crazy though. Yeah, that'd help with rim pressure, I think. Now, if I was the coach of the San Antonio Spurs, I would suck. Okay, I would really suck. I'll just be honest with you, right? But yeah, I think that's a fine assessment on my part.
Roll. You know, didn't try to get to the paint for a teammate. A lot of things that we preached, and a lot of things that when we've had rough patches, they've been a common theme. So we need to improve in some of those areas. So we try to mitigate some of that.
Starting 1 for 15 from 3 probably didn't help either.
It didn't, and you know,
we started 1 of 15 from 3, bro. I didn't even know that.
I actually thought we missed some really good shots. I thought there was a stretch. We took some poor ones, but I think early on we missed some really good shots. I know Harrison had a couple good ones. I think Fox had a good one. And that happens. But again, when you don't get to the paint or put pressure on the rim consistently, now you're really, really almost in desperation mode to make those shots, where instead those shots...
You know what else to help with pressure on the rim? You take Chris Paul at the starting lineup. You start Jeremy Sohan, top 3 in the NBA. And pick and roll finishes, and you're also starting De'Aaron Fox at point guard, who's one of the best pick and roll playmakers in the NBA, and you're going to get more pressure on the rim. That'd help a little bit, maybe just a little bit, maybe just a tiny bit, maybe.
Should almost be the complementary that start your runs for you.
You mentioned physicality, and that can also show up in the rebounding numbers, which you guys were out rebounded again tonight. Is there a point in there where you're starting to think about Biyombo just to mix things up?
Oh, thank God. They asked about Biyombo. Guys, they asked about Biyombo. I'm like afraid to press play. What do you think is going to come out of this? Oh, just listen to that question again. It made me, I love hearing that question. Oh, I love it.
Physicality, and that can also show up in the rebounding numbers, which you guys were out rebounded again tonight. Is there a point in there where you're starting to think about Biyombo just to mix things up?
Yes.
Yeah, and you know, I think tonight, you know, it's sometimes counterintuitive against them. It's a lot of long shots, long rebounds. A lot of shots that were missed by us and went over our head. You know, it wasn't the being bullied down low and a lack of physicality. I'm sure there was a couple, but I think some of that discipline of understanding, you know, when they shoot threes, those misses aren't the same as misses at the rim.
That's the answer? He's right. He is right. I think the Celtics took like 50-something threes, and we took a bunch of threes that we were missing. I definitely think, though, first off, I don't think we should have taken so many threes. I mean, we ended up shooting 23%. So at some point, we should tell them, hey, stop shooting threes. Stop taking so many threes. Try to get to the paint. But I definitely think Biyombo would have helped with some of the at least boxing out. If Biyombo's out there with Wemby at times or out there with Sohan, I think that he boxes out, and I think Wemby and Sohan are quick enough to be able to get to some of those rebounds. Hawks lost, thank God. Thanks, guys. That's some good news for tonight. Anyways, yeah. Am I crazy in that thinking? What do you think, chat? It's like he's right. He's like, well, a lot of the threes, just kind of going over head, yada yada yada. But a lot of the threes also were just bad shots we took. So we shouldn't have taken so many. Yes, you crazy. Not too far-fetched, Clan. I'm good with that take. Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things, man, where it's like, okay, you want to put rim pressure. We don't really have the personnel out there to give that rim pressure that we might need. Anyways, all right, moving on. I definitely think Biyombo helps with their rebounding. He is right, though. There were some very long rebounds in this game. But when you don't have anybody to really box out at all, I mean, it doesn't help you.
You talked about a pregame about kind of having a few days to think about.
And also, we only have Biyombo on a 10-day contract. Why not play him a little bit and just see what we got here? If this can play out for the rest of the season or not? I don't get it. Maybe they just re-sign him, though. I don't know.
The new face of the team or the new look of the team with De'Aaron, do you think that will give you time to give you some new stuff when you come back?
I think so. I think we have to, evaluate this small sample size, but things that we've seen, things that we've learned. It's hard, we just go into game after game right now, so we're trying to do things on the fly. But I think to be able to catch our breath and really dig in to see what we want to.
I see a lot of Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, no effort, box out, and defense. Keldon just seems to, he's already flat-footed, but he seems to just be on his heels all the time, man. Like just, I don't know. Defensive stance seems really bad. He also seems a little depleted after the whole trade rumor thing, because I'm almost guaranteed that he was told that he might end up being moved. And then that Luka trade helped a lot, made it where the Spurs didn't have to give up Keldon. But he just seemed depleted ever since. I don't know.
Invest our money into for the final third of the season.
Clan Keldon is playing worse since we got Fox. Yeah. He played really well that one game. I think he had 24 points or something like that. And we saw him in the post game, and he just seemed so down. It was like he was just kind of mentally prepared to leave. I think Keldon just knows that time is coming. I'm not trying to play armchair psychologist here with our players or anything, but it just seemed really strange how sad he was after a good performance, and then all the rumors, and we knew that the Spurs could potentially move him. So
doesn't mean it's right, but at least we'll have some time to make some decisions.
Money meaning time and minutes and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, in combinations. Yeah, we have a unique blend of roster and people that we're trying to play, and sometimes one person that goes in here affects the whole ecosystem of everybody else. And so whether that's us putting better combinations together, putting them in better environments, and the guys also really committing to wanting to play for each other. understanding that, there's a lot of minutes and shots that have to be dispersed, and those shots are always better when guys get to the paint and we make connecting plays.
Now that there is a break, and it's like you said, coming up on the last third of the season, it's time to kind of, like fans back home wonder what the goal is for this last part of it. Is it continuing to find those combinations that you can rely on for the next several years? Is it still, try to make this play in? How do you kind of balance those two things?
I don't even see how we're trying to find the combination of players that you can depend on. These rotations have been really bad. As far as that's concerned, I mean, the same guys have played. I think the Spurs have probably made up their mind on Keldon Johnson by now, right? Sohan, he's one that's going to be for the future. I mean, they've indicated that. Victor, one of the future. Fasale, I don't think the Spurs want to come off Fasale. Fox is for the future. Near future, that is. Yeah, I don't know. Why not the rest of the season just be dedicated to trying to make it to the play-in? I mean, why not?
It's a balance.
What more information are we going to get out of some of these players at this point? I don't know. He said it's a balance.
And that's what we're going to do. We're trying to win games, and we're trying to get people better, and we're trying to learn about our guys and move this thing forward in the right way. And, we're not going to do anything that we don't feel like is moving towards the right way.
And elaborating on that, with the All-Star break approaching, how do you assess the progress the team has made this season, and what will the focus be moving forward?
I think the team has made tremendous strides in their consistency and their maturity and trying to play and execute in what we ask, and I think that's going to be the continued goal. And I think anytime you improve, expectations come with that. I think anytime you add a good player, expectations come with that. And I think that we will be stubborn and not skipping steps and trusting that we're going to go about this the right way while also being maniacally about trying to win and compete.
The guys that aren't flying from here.
All right, so before we get to that last question, just really quick, we'll do a quick break here. All right, quick break. And thank you so much for you guys that's liking this stream, leaving comments in the chat. That's really cool. I really do appreciate it. All right, so big shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this segment. As always, if you guys are interested in BetUS whatsoever, please head on over to betus.com. Use promo code YouTube150 and you'll receive 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125% bonus on your second and third deposits, up to $2,000. And if you go here, usually I just go to basketball. And there's so many different things. Oh, wait, I missed NBA specials last time. Okay. What is the NBA special on Luka Doncic? Luka Doncic and LeBron James to record 30 points each versus Dallas Mavericks on February 25th. That is very specific. Both of them have to have 30 points. I feel like the money line should be higher for that one. I'm not. But they said both record 35 points. I don't like that one. Let's see. Luka Doncic's total points versus Dallas Mavericks on 25th. Okay. More than 40 points. I'm with it. 15 give you 45. I can deal with that. I didn't mean to hit that. Place bet. Confirm it. I can get with that. Anyways, if you guys are interested, head on over to betus.com. All right. Okay. Let's finish this. Here we go.
Across the country to be a part of All-Star, what do you hope those guys get out of the break? The guys that aren't part of that.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a hellacious run, right? You go back to New York and Christmas and LA for a week and Paris for a week and game after game and now the rodeo. And again, everyone has a story and everyone's season's long, but I hope everybody just does what they need to do. Some people need to get away from basketball. Some people need to sleep in. Some people need, whatever, have a peanut butter and jelly and not have to eat healthy, a day or two. I don't know. But I hope they, safe travels, and when we get back, this thing that's ripping and running, so we got to hit the ground, ready to go.
I think the Spurs get 44 wins. I'm going to stick with my 44 wins, okay? I know we've been really negative lately, but I believe in my Spurs. If we don't start Chris Paul and Fox together all the time. Let's stop doing that, please.
Thank you.
All right, safe travels.
All right, that was it. All right, so let's look at the poll here. How many people believe that Mitch Johnson will turn this thing around? All right, so thus far we got 144 votes. Been going on for 16 minutes. 145 votes now. And this is what it's looking like right now. We got 24% say yes, and we have a whopping 76% say no. Well, I don't know what to say to that. I clicked yes by accident. So the percentage is actually quite worse than that. I wonder if the other 23%, accidentally hit yes as well. I think the Spurs will get it together. I think they will figure it out. I think that this break will do us some good. I think we'll be able to have that conversation with Chris Paul. I think we go on a nice little winning spree at the end of the season, okay? That's what I think. 44 wins. I'm going to stick with it. I think I might have hit yes by mistake as well. Oh, God. Okay. See, I have no faith. Let Mikasa be our head coach. You hear that, girl? They want you. Wait, you guys can't see her. Look. Hold on. Wait, you guys can't see. Hold on. Mikasa, look up here. Look up here. Hey. Look. There we go. You guys can see her a little bit. There you go. There you go. They believe in you, girl. All right. Anyways, yeah. Don't look like we're that optimistic, huh? I went to pick up my phone and touched one of the votes options on accident. I'm not sure which one. Oh, God. Is that 44 wins next season? I say this season. G-Money. I say this season. You can do it, Mikasa. I heard we're soft tanking. Everyone's saying that. I don't think that. I don't know. I don't even think a 500 team, a near 500 team is soft tanking, but who knows? Horrible. Anyways, ending segment. Big shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this segment. All right, guys, I have one more bit of news to go over. Give me a second. Okay. All right. So I wasn't going to originally go over this because honestly, I didn't really care. But now that we have De'Aaron Fox actually responding to some of this stuff, I think we have to go over it now. Yeah, I think we unfortunately have to go over it now. So what are we talking about? De'Aaron Fox recently unfollowed Sabonis on Instagram or something, right? Obviously, he doesn't play with them anymore, right? So it doesn't really matter. Like, who cares? He just doesn't play with them. So, these guys, a lot of times when they go on these teams, they might seem like they're friends, but they're really just coworkers, right? Like, you win together, you play hard, da-da-da. And then when you part ways, you're not really cool anymore. And you just unfollow and you go about your business. But people have taken note that he unfollowed Sabonis, and we already know all of the issues that Kings fans, and we have a King fan in the chat right now who doesn't like Fox, all these issues that Kings fans have with Fox. Most notably, the fact that a lot of them still believe that he forced his way out of Sacramento, where it kind of bothers me a little bit, to be honest. I'm not a Kings fan, obviously. I'm Clan the Spurs fan, right? I'm not Clan the Kings fan here. But at the end of the day, I was looking at the Kings for a while and just had a lot of question marks when it comes to them. One thing that I kept in mind is that I knew that we had their pick swap, right? So like, I kind of keep an eye on the Kings a little bit, but some of the decisions that they made over the years just have been just weird. Like, not getting the players that Fox need, around him, like constantly drafting guards, firing Mike Brown when everyone knows that De'Aaron Fox was close to Mike Brown. And we ended up finding out that Fox said that was the reason why I left, right? I left. That's when I really decided I don't really want to be here, is when they fired Mike Brown. They're like, okay, all right, you guys obviously don't listen to me. You don't really care what I think. It's whatever, right? I'm not signing, he ended up not signing the extension, and the firing of his coach, he was just like, I can't do this anymore. So anyways, don't think that he forced his way out. Obviously, the Kings were looking for a trade for him, and it just panned out, and he was like, hey, I want to go to San Antonio. And Kings don't like that. Kings fans don't like that. That's my perspective. Obviously, I'm going to have a little bit of a bias, I'm sure, but I'm trying to be as objective as possible. So when I said that he responded, what came out of it? Well, this is what came out of it. So some random fan, not trying to disrespect anybody, like, we're all random fans here. This guy isn't any less important than any of the rest of us. But he says, why you unfollow Sabonis? Which, that's a fine question. That's a fine question. And then, but De'Aaron Fox responded, and he said, Daniel, don't care to see it. Why is that your problem? And he said, dang, like that? All right. And he said, like what? I don't care to see it. And then someone said, it's because you're a snake. So that narrative is still going on, right? And here's the thing. When you put something out there, especially these podcasts, because it was an ESPN, it was a Sacramento Kings ESPN radio host that ended up putting out there that he felt like Fox was a snake. Everyone's not going to see the follow-up, right? Like how we went over how they actually talked it out, and he elaborated on what was actually going on, and Fox gave his perspective on everything, and they were cool now. And even though the radio host has come out and said, okay, this was actually the reason, you putting that stuff out there and helping perpetuate this narrative that he's a snake in the grass or whatnot, it's just going to continue, right? It's just, I'm not saying he's solely responsible for it, but you're piling on a little bit. So this is just what everyone's calling him now. And he said it's because he's a snake. And he said, that's your boy though. Like saying like, you unfollowed, but that's your boy. And he said, we were teammates. It's okay not to be close to everybody. And then the snake thing, he said, if you say so. So here's the thing. Fox isn't going to get anything out of this. I'll be honest with you guys. He is not going to get any. This is not one of those, because where DeJounte Murray would respond to stuff, and it just seemed like it was so, like, I don't know, like ego-driven at times when he would respond to fans. Even when he was with the Spurs, it was just so ego-driven. The responses that I've seen from Fox thus far doesn't seem like it's ego-driven, rather than just kind of, without him saying it, I think he's kind of hurt. I think he's genuinely kind of hurt some of the responses he's getting from Kings fans. But this isn't doing any good. You're not going to be able to respond to everybody. It's just not. You can just put out a broad statement and leave it at that and go about your business, right? But at this point, I would not be surprised if Fox gets booed the next time he goes to a Kings game. And there's no stopping it. I don't think that he can come out and do anything to stop this. It's out there. It's out there How it's out there, his reasoning. It's out there what happened. It's out there. And yet, I don't know. G Money said all the crumbs lead. And G Money is a Kings fan, by the way. In the chat, this is why I like to have multiple fans in the chat. I know that it irritates some Spurs fans sometimes, but like we don't have to just be in an echo chamber, right? Like we can have other fans come in and talk. But this is his view on it, right? G Money says all the crumbs lead to that conclusion, and then put a snake. They don't like him. Kings fans don't like him. They don't like how this went. And my opinion of it is always going to be, you look at your franchise first, and then you go down to the coaching, and then you go down to the players, right? Like that's how I view it. That's where I put my order of who's to blame on things. So when I look at the San Antonio Spurs front office, A1 in the game, right? I'm cool. I'm chilling. And then I look at the coaching, not too great, right? So that's where most of my blame is going to go to. And then it's the players, but mostly I'm going to put it on the coaches at that point. I do the same thing with the Dallas Cowboys, right? I can't stand the Dallas Cowboys. They're my team, but I can't stand them. Front office is horrible. They're awful. Ego-driven Jerry Jones. Everything's about him. And that's the reason why they haven't won in forever. It would be very silly for me to just start going on rants and criticizing Dak Prescott. Why? What's the point? Who cares? Does it matter? Our front office sucks. So I always go in order there. So I can't just jump to players here. Fox wanting to leave the Kings, if I was a Kings fan, I just wouldn't care. I would just protest the front office. I would just hate the front office, honestly. I know that's hard to do because they're not the ones that you see on the court every day. You probably don't even know front office guys by name most of the time. But yeah, that's where I go. I go front office, coaching, players. And I wish most people did that, because if most people did that, the Kings fans wouldn't sit here and just pile on Fox right now. Their franchise sucks. 16 years of not making the playoffs. Constant draft picks that make no sense. Do you live in Texas, Clan, since you say you like the Cowboys? No, I don't live in Texas. Believe it or not, my dad is actually a huge Cowboys fan. So growing up, that's who I gravitated towards. And then the San Antonio Spurs, that just happened because of Manu Ginobili. I became a big fan of Manu as a kid. So that just naturally happened that way. No one around me liked the Spurs. I think maybe my dad's barber was a Spurs fan or something, but How dare you leave our trash team? You supposed to stay forever. Yeah, it's just, you get what I think you guys get what I'm saying. That's I hope I elaborated on that well. But, as far as De'Aaron Fox is concerned, he probably needs to stop. You're not going to get anything out of this. You're not going to convince anybody out of anything. And even if you did, or even if you were attempting to, who the heck are you convincing with this? Don't care to see it? Why is that your problem? He's very defensive. I think he's genuinely upset. I think he's genuinely hurt by Kings fans. But don't care to see it. Why that's your problem? That was defensive. If you're gonna respond, don't respond to this. There's no reason to respond to this. But if you're gonna respond, just say, "Hey, we were teammates. We were teammates, but we're not great. I mean, you don't need to say this, but we're not super friends. We're just teammates." Which he kind of said that later on, but at that point, you were already pretty defensive. Or you just say, "I'm not super close to everybody, but he was a great teammate, but I'm not super close to all my former teammates." That's cool. I think that would have been a better response, actually. He's a great teammate. Well, I don't know if Sabonis is an awesome person, but you can say that. I mean, if you believe that. He's an awesome person, but me and him aren't necessarily super close or anything like that. But I think no response. Yeah, no response is the best response. I agree with you, July. Because you're just not going to convince anybody of anything, man. You know? It's too many people. It's too many people dogpiling on you. And no offense to this Daniel guy. I don't know if he meant anything by it. Maybe he genuinely was just asking. Hey, guys, what does LTB stand for? Do you know? Hashtag LTB. Light the beam? Ah, okay. I just looked up LTB and it's... Oh my god. Laryngotracheobronchitis? Okay. All right. Love the booty? Ah, okay. Light the beam. Okay. All right. Okay. It's king slang for light the beam. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, and by the way, I don't think this guy was like, unless LTB stood for something crazy. I don't think this guy was like rude or anything or out of pocket. So, all right. Lettuce, tomato, and bacon. Ah, that makes no sense. All right. Anyways, let's end this segment. Just wanted to bring this to your attention. Little update. Kings Light the Beam stuff is corny. I don't even get it. I don't even know what that means. Guess you guys can explain to me what that means. I have no idea what that means. Oh crap, I should end this poll. Poll ended up getting close to 80%. Nearly 200 votes. This is a bad look on Fox. Castle, we never do that. His demeanor is above it. Yeah, just don't respond. It's okay. Just don't respond. I don't think he said anything that was like I said, ego drip. I think he's just hurt. I think he's genuinely hurt. After each win, we light a purple beam above our stadium. Oh. Oh, that is cool. What the heck? Why haven't I seen this before? Guess I haven't seen it because I don't see you guys win that often. Oh, that's what that button does. That button doesn't actually do it. Get out of here. That button doesn't actually do it. They do it from like something somewhere else. They just hit that button. That button doesn't do anything. Get out of here. That button doesn't do anything. It's like the Death Star. It really is. It looks cool. That looks really cool. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. They don't do anything. You want me to believe that? Clan not an NBA fan? I didn't know about the King's beam thing. I don't know. I've seen that button before. I didn't know what it did. I don't know what it did. All right. Light the beam. Okay. I don't know why I haven't noticed this. Every game? Yeah, the button is a prop. Yeah, I figured. I'm like, what are we doing? It shoots all the way up to outer space. That would be crazy. Spurs are going to try to claim it soon since y'all want to be the new Kings. I assure you, G Money, the San Antonio Spurs do not want to be the Kings. I promise you, they do not want to be the Kings. However, they do want to be the Spurs, a team that's won many championships. They do want to be the Spurs, but I promise you, they do not want to be the Kings. They light it up 10 times in a year. Yeah, they don't. I think don't get lit that often. That's why they can do it. That's why they can afford to do it. You would think it's pretty expensive, but not if you're the Kings. Clan, you bring back the OG background music? No, actually, this is new. The OG background music got copyright claimed like 3 times in a row, and I don't know why, because it's not copywritten. So I don't know why I kept getting copyright claimed. So I just gave up and just found another one. They call it the Kangs. Oh, that new stadium, San Antonio, is gonna be pretty sweet. This one not as bad as the baby making song. That's funny. It's a good second option. Good. Glad you guys like it. Race Face over Light the Beam. Honestly, I like Light the Beam more than Race Face. I never actually liked Race Face. It's like you're saying it just because it rhymes. It doesn't actually like sound that cool. That's what I'm thinking too, Chris. Fake a Wemby injury after he has 65 games, and then have Fox do the surgery on the ligaments on his pinky. I could see that. Yeah, I could see that. Embrace the tank. I got an idea. Imagine new Spurs arena has a UFO abduction like after wins and stuff. That would be cool. That would actually be really cool. And then in the projected light, you see like a cow or something. That would be cool. This is the best year to tank too. It technically is. I don't want to tank though. I just want us to win as many as we can. I'd rather tank one last year and then start going for wins. Yeah, 2026 is a really good draft. Valentine's Day plans, clan. Yeah, I'm gonna go to this. Well, we're gonna get some food to go from this restaurant. Come back to the apartment and just watch movies all day. Actually, it won't be all day because I have to work that day, but we're gonna get some to-go food. This place is fire. Hold on, I'll just show you the menu. I'll just show you like some of the food items. Oh, people take some terrible pictures. What the heck is that? Is that a chili dog? Is it a chili dog? The heck? I usually just get the wings there. Some boneless wings. I usually get the wings. I actually never have fried Oreos. It's like, I know it's delicious, right? But like, I'm on a low carb diet, so I can't have it. But I mean, I know they're delicious. They have to be. They're Oreos and they're fried. What the heck? I'm making some gifts right now. That's what's up. Yeah, this year I'm saving some money on that because I need money when I go over to visit Japan in July. And then after that. And after that, I'm going to try to move there next year. But I need to put my application stuff in. Dragon Ball Super is back with Toyotaro as the new leader. Yeah, I saw something on that. Super preview. That'd be nice. And you're saying yeah, we're just talking about the manga, right? One thing I don't understand is Trunks being interested in superheroes, because didn't he think that was stupid? NZ? I don't know. I thought there was a preview or something. Don't do it, clan. Which part? Super is coming back? You're talking about the manga, right? He's just talking about the manga, not the because Daima isn't even over yet. Daima isn't even over, so yeah, it's just a manga. Kevin O'Connor tweets about the lineups. That's so embarrassing. Yes, manga. Okay. Yeah, I saw him mention the lineups. Hold on, maybe I didn't. Hold on. I saw the video and I reposted that. He said something else about the lineups? Oh. Oh, goodness. This is embarrassing. Oh, man. Go to Dragon Ball official website. All right, we'll do that, and then I'm getting off. Does it have a lot of traffic right now, or what? I have a purple beam in the background. I kind of do, don't I? Yeah, low key. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is a lot. What a great, like, I don't know. Is this a new villain? Nah, I doubt it. He looks lame. I'm really interested to see how Toyotaro does without Akira Toriyama. This is a really big moment. Sweet, man. These panels actually look pretty clean. My only issue with him is he puts so much junk on the screen, man. So it makes it hard to keep up with what's going on. But this looks kind of clean. Doesn't look like it's too much. One thing that was great about Akira Toriyama is he would do so much with less. Dragon Ball is over, dogs. The dude died. Nah, it's not over. Akira Toriyama, he was involved, but you know, he was more so given outlines. That's why the super anime and the manga were just so different at times. Like, they got to the same point, but how they got there was way different. Sometimes the manga was better than the anime, and sometimes the anime was better than the manga. So it was very inconsistent. So it might be quite nice to have just one clear vision, and hopefully the anime just goes by exactly what Toyotaro is doing. Sorry. I'm happy Dragon Ball is coming. Boruto is dead. The only thing MV jump. Oh, Toriyama left blueprints for years? I did not know that. Okay. All right. Well, guys, I'm hopping off. I'm gonna go. Probably hop on some Rivals too before I go to sleep. But I hope everyone has a beautiful night. I hope everyone has a beautiful day. I will see you. I know that the Spurs don't play, but I might go live tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, Thursday. Yeah, because I don't want to go live on Valentine night. That wouldn't be fair. That wouldn't be fair to her, would it? That would be pretty rude of me. So I'll go live tomorrow night. Maybe we'll do that. See how that goes. And yeah. Later. All right. Hopefully we have here. Actually, we'll check real quick. Let's see if there's some other Spurs post games. That'd be a good thing to go over. miss Johnson right now. I guess we'll see. Anyways, get with you guys later. Maybe we can go over the Kevin O'Connor tweet. Talk about that a little bit. All right, ciao. I need a cigarette now after listening to Clarence Baby making music for the last hour. That's fine.